What is up, crypto fam? It's Hermes Breadloaf here. Are you tired of watching 30-minute, 45-minute, 60-minute YouTube videos just to find some of those alpha leaks? Well, I was. So that's why I made 5-Minute Alpha, a series of YouTube videos that gives you juicy alpha in your face in 5 minutes or less. Happy Wednesday, crypto fam. It's Hermes Breadloaf here, and today we are talking about Hermes Finance. That's right, another tomb fork. This is going to be a tomb fork on Avalanche blockchain, and we're going to be talking about what Hermes is, what are the risks, the benefits, what are the good and the bad about this project, and we're going to be actually talking about the founder, Hermes himself. I did an interview with him, so if you want to find out more about that interview, please watch the whole video. Of course, if you can't, there are going to be timestamps in the bottom and you can jump around. So let's go ahead and get into it. We know about Tomb Forks. We've been talking about Rocket Finance, Grape Finance, so I'll kind of take you through Hermes. Their website is hermesfinance.app. You can see right now the price of Hermes is above the price of AVAX, so above PEG. That is a good sign of health. And they also have H share, which is similar to T share, and then H bond, which is similar to T bond. So very similar to Tomb, obviously. It is a fork of Tomb. If we go ahead and go here to Crate, which is more or less the LP farms, you can see they have quite good daily APRs, about 3%. And there is relatively small value locked, so 400,000. Compared to some of the other tomb forks we've seen, this is relatively low. So this may fluctuate quite a bit, so be prepared for that. If we go ahead and look at other LPs, let's go ahead and go back here. So that's the Hermes AVAX LP, the H-share AVAX LP. Similar daily APR, again, relatively low, 350,000 total value locked. So relatively low, so this may change quite a bit. If we go ahead and go to Olympus, which this is where you can stake your H share to earn Hermes. And this only prints, right? This only prints when Hermes is above PEG. So we'll kind of talk about that a little bit later. And here is the bond exchange mechanism. Again, exactly the same as Tomb. Let's kind of get into their docs. You guys know I like to dive deep into the docs of the protocol and really figure out, what this protocol is about. So let's go ahead and take a look at their roadmap. I like to start there. So this is very generic. They talk about a good launch. They talk about partnerships, getting listed on multiple exchanges. This is interesting, though, going cross-chain. So we haven't seen really many of these tomb forks have this ambition of going cross-chain. I think that's exciting. NFTs, a lot of tomb forks talk about getting involved with NFTs and the NFT marketplace. But if we really look at what sets Hermes Finance apart, it's really interesting, right? They have an audit by RugDoc, and so that's very rare. A lot of these tomb forks are KYC'd, but they're not audited. So this protocol has actually been audited, and this is very interesting because this helps us as investors feel a sense of safety, I guess you could say. But again, this is something that you're going to have to check out for yourself. I'm not a coder. I don't really know the technical details of the project. But again, this is something that if you'd like to look at, I will have this link in the description below. But that does make me feel a little better. It's not going to for sure say 100% this is not going to be a rug, but at the same time, being KYC'd and audited is a big step. And so let's go ahead and kind of look at the tokenomics. They had a community allocation, which vests over 12 months. I like that, linearly vest over 12 months. That's a pretty long period. I mean, 1 year in crypto is, like 10 years in traditional finance. So that's quite a long time. And so if you look at the team and the dev allocation, 5,000, that's relatively high. If we look at a total supply of 70,000, so that's relatively high. Let's go ahead and bring our calculator here. So if we do 5,000, there we go, divided by 70,000, that's roughly 7%. I do like to see projects get anywhere between 3 to 5% of their allocation to their devs. So it's a little bit high, something to keep an eye on. But again, it's vested linearly over 12 months. So it does make me feel a little bit better that they can't, just dump all of that on us at once. But something to definitely keep in mind. This is something that's similar to what Rocket Finance did. They have a community wallet and a community fund. And so basically what they're going to be doing with this community fund is going to be doing investments and things to kind of help the protocol stay healthy, stay above peg, right? So they talk about buybacks, they talk about holding a range of assets at the discretion of the core team. And so what's really interesting is that on their Discord, they do talk a lot about ideas for the community wallet. And so this is interesting. They're taking, you know, suggestions and feedback from the community on what to invest with their funds. So, let's say you want to ape into this protocol. How do we do that? Well, it's actually on Pangolin. It's not on Trader Joe. And so if you haven't used Pangolin before, just go ahead and go to pangolin.exchange and then you'll click app. From here, you're going to go ahead and connect your wallet, which I've already done. And let's say you want to buy with AVAX. So AVAX is already selected. We're going to go ahead and go back to their docs. And we're going to click contracts right here. So if you scroll down, you will see contracts. We'll go ahead and copy the Hermes contract and paste it right in here. There we go. And then so, let's say you want to buy 108 AVAX worth of Hermes. So that's quite a bit of Hermes. I'm not sure I would start with that. I'd start with a relatively low amount. But again, if you want to ape into it, that's how you would do it. You would buy Hermes, and then you would go to a pool, and then you would create a pair. And then you can create a pair again, selecting Hermes and AVAX, adding equal amounts. And then you'll put, let's say, 10 here. You'll put 10 Hermes there. You will click approve and then deposit. Once you do that, you will get the LP pair. The LP token. You'll take that LP token back over here to crate, and then you will deposit that LP token. And then you can start earning interest on your LP, as well as the liquidity pair fees. So that's more or less how you ape into Hermes. If you want to, of course, not financial advice, do your own research. But what's really interesting, what I want to go over is this interview that I did with the founder of Hermes, Hermes himself. So if you want to check this out, please visit my Medium article. I will link it in the description below. But basically what he talks about is, this is the first signage protocol on AVAX. It's also the first one who has been KYC'd and audited, so that's really quite distinguishing. And then I want to describe the story about when Hermes, with the big dip in Bitcoin, Hermes actually went under peg, so under the price of AVAX. And that's really an unhealthy sign for the project. But what is really something that strikes me as relieving is that the team themselves were able to get Hermes back above peg. So that's a really good sign in my eyes that the protocol and the team have the ability to maintain the peg, which is extremely important for these tomb fork protocols. I also love how he talks about the importance of security, not adding another layer of possibility of hack like with auto compounders, and then talks about the community fund as well. He did say that there's no Hermes airdrop plan, which is a little disappointing. I love airdrops because, who doesn't love free shit? But regardless, they didn't really share any alpha in terms of like future plans for the protocol, but definitely something that we'll just kind of have to keep an eye on as the project grows and expands. So again, you'll find this on medium.com. I will link that in the description below. And so that's really all I have for you guys today. Check out Hermes Finance. Please join the Discord, ask questions, do your own research, and please only invest what you are willing to lose. Thank you guys so much for watching towards the end of the video. Please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and I will see you guys next time.